Hey, you guys, don't forget to get onto my socials. I've got Instagram at The Clacky Mole. You can also listen to this on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hey guys, welcome back for episode 3 of The Clacky Mole, and today I have another special guest, which is Michael Mitchell.
Hello.
How are you enjoying Holland so far?
Do you know what? I actually really love it. I'm not going to lie, because, there's just been so much Drag Race and so much Drag Race spin-offs this year. We've got, you've had, your seasons, you've had, Canada, you've had Celebrity Drag Race.
We have had, look, thank goodness though, because we have been in lockdown.
Yeah.
We've had drag coming at us at every angle.
Conspiracy, RuPaul planned this whole pandemic. And now you've got the Vegas review series, which I haven't even...
You know what? It's taking me a bit because I'm not a Derek Barry fan.
What?
Shock. But I feel like a lot of the Vegas review is centered around him and the throuple drama.
Yes.
And it's just, I get season 8 bad juju from him.
Yeah.
And it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Yes. Well, I've seen bits and pieces of that, and it's very Derek Barry centric. Like, it's all around him.
And
so
then you've got Nebraska. Mm-hmm. And then I see like Alaska in a corner somewhere going, I created this.
So yeah, I will get around to it. But Holland, I love it. I think it's actually really refreshing. Like, it's a really fresh and like vibrant season. So far, we've had 3 episodes. But
it was like when UK aired, it was just a different way of doing things. Yes. And a fresh eye. And and so this is the same thing.
And I feel like Euro drag, it's so much more creative, and like it really pulls from like really old like theatre traditions, like panto and all that. So they're just always a bit more, less looks perhaps, but more creativity. But I will say this, the Dutch Queen's looks pretty good.
Even the shit ones are good.
Shit ones are pretty good. I was saying to someone the other day, if one of those shit looks had have walked down the runway in Drag Race UK, we would have been like, fantastic.
Oh, because Drag Race was like ratchet and you were like, yes!
Yeah, there were some shocking runways in the UK, but loved the Queen, so.
That's the thing, UK, they were very much a... more performance and comedy rather than look.
Like that, it's like pretty much agreed. Like that, their Snatch game was one of the best all-time Snatch games.
Oh my God, wasn't it? And I feel like if you're a performer, like, 99% of drag queens are performers. You know what? A look is great. And for a moment you're, and then it wears off. But the entertainment factor lasts. That's what you want, to be entertained. So...
And I feel like sometimes American queens struggle with that, because so much of American drag culture is about, pageantry and turning out a look. And that's why a lot of queens kind of struggle during the challenges in American seasons, is because they haven't learned how to dig a bit deeper than that. So it's a big learning experience for them.
Yes. I found, especially with Holland, is that with these, like the acting challenges and the improv challenges, again, I have to concentrate really hard because the funny doesn't come straight away. I have to read it, and then it's like a delayed, that's funny.
Well, especially in episode 3, today's one, that acting challenge, like, I'm sure it was great, but because again, I was having to read subtitles that had been interpreted from a different language, the comedy perhaps didn't read as well as what it would for a Dutch audience.
So the funny queens must have been really fucking funny, because it took doubly to understand what they were doing. So last week they did the exercise infomercials.
I died.
I died.
I loved that
Died.
one.
They were hilarious. And Patty Pam Pam went home.
What do you think? Right decision?
Oh, look, it's hard, but if your charisma, like personality, cannot shine through from day one, you are going to struggle. Like, I was thinking, you can tell the queens that are gonna go home early because they're not doing well. But then you look at Adore Delano is the perfect example. She did really shit the first few weeks, but it was her charisma and personality that pushed her through, and then she got better.
Yeah, exactly. And with Patty, this is what I thought with Patty Pam Pam. Like, she can say, I have so much to give. You just need to, give me the chance. But if you don't step forward and push your way to the front and say, I'm going to do this, then you're done. You can't step back and be the polite, queen. You need to make yourself known.
It's not the ensemble.
No, she not. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, agreed. And look, it's a shame she didn't get to do a design challenge because she is a design queen.
Yes, that's right.
Like her entrance look on episode 1, I gagged at that boa made out of the measuring tape.
Oh, she was the mannequin, wasn't? Yeah.
Yes, like I gagged. Like the looks are great. And even her Starry Night look was good, but then it suffered in comparison after the next and the next and the next queen came along. So look, someone's got to go.
Yeah, so be it.
So be it. So this episode, they do a mini challenge, don't they?
They did. Before they did a mini challenge, though, they had some tea. They had some beef between Janae.
Oh, yes. Oh, I was not on team Abby. Oh my God, last week. It just got worse and worse and worse and worse. Yeah. And I did not bad taste in my mouth, and I did not like her.
Yeah.
So yes, that's right. They did after the elimination, and and Jackie she came forward and said, look, I apologize if what I said to you hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
And what did Abby say? Again, I didn't ask for your opinion. If I asked for your opinion, then I will take your opinion, but I didn't ask for it. So I'm like, oh, she's got a point.
She went in hard. Like she looked like she was about to square off. She came in really hard. Like,
here, take my take my rings. Yeah. She was just, again, I didn't appreciate how I was like, whoa, bitch, you just need to take a day. Yeah, it was just, I was like, woosah girl, no one stole your fucking corset. We're all good. You're frozen again.
Sorry, let me turn it to my phone.
No, that's okay. I'm just watching.
There we go.
Oh, they're talking about the spotlight. So then Rue comes in and does his little pre-recorded, the next day in the workroom, he does his pre-recorded thing, and he's talking about being in the spotlight. So we know that they are going to do TV drama. That's what the challenge is. Side note. So Fred comes in with a lei.
Yeah, what is this? Is this like a celebration, a holiday, a Dutch holiday? What's going on?
What did they say? It was Queen's Day?
What is that?
I don't know. It's Queen's Day. And they were doing lots of little games to celebrate. What was I going to say? So Fred talks about, the prizes. So they have the, Fierce Drag Jewels, no money, and
no money, a dress.
What is your thoughts on said dress?
When they wheeled it out, I was like, here we go. This is going to be the gown to end all gowns. I've seen that gown at the Guilds.
I was like, it's just a prototype. He's going to make a custom dress. Yeah. And then I'm like, that's the dress?
Yeah, that's it.
It's 18,000 euros. So that's 3 times as much. So that dress is nearly $30,000.
I mean, if you can afford it, but not that good. I wasn't that impressed.
Like, no, my maths is terrible. Maybe nearly $60,000. That's better. Yeah, like I was not impressed. And the dolly that it didn't even, I'm like, God, you could have just, staple gunned a little bit of material around the side. It was like a doll, like
It was like they got to day one and they were like, shit, we don't have a fucking prize. And they just wheeled out a gown. It wasn't that great.
It really wasn't.
But UK didn't have a prize pool either.
But that was because it was on the BBC, and the BBC, something to do with it's non-for-profit or something like that. So they couldn't like legally offer prizes, hence why they had the badges.
Yeah, right.
But again, I don't understand. But because that's why there was legit. It was you were able to go to LA and do that stuff. But it was no actual like it wasn't even things.
Yeah.
Title. So but that was something to do with the BBC. That was I'm looking at this.
I mean, I guess the Cosmo cover is cool. I think that's a really cool prize.
Yeah.
Good one.
It takes me back to remember like Dolly magazine?
Yeah.
When it was like you could win to be in the magazine. So they're saying King's Day or Queen's Day. So it must be a holiday.
Yeah.
Over there. Have you noticed that a lot of these challenges, the mini challenges especially, they're based on other Drag Race challenges?
Yes. Which was really helpful for, because it's not in English, the show, because it's still really formulaic. It's much easier to understand. You're getting certain challenges. The show is going to be structured in a very clear way. It's a lot easier for English-speaking audience to follow.
100%. That's the thing. Even if you don't speak the language, you can follow the formula and you know exactly what's going to happen. So 100%. They have this base very similar to, is it in season 4 where they do like pin the tail on the donkey?
Yes,
and all of that.
Yeah.
So what do they have? They nail the toilet was one of them.
Nail the toilet. They were eating a bit of fruitcake off a
bit of string. Yes, and they had they had something tied around their waist with like a little stick, and they had to squat over a jar and put the stick in the jar.
The nail, yeah.
And then
it must be something in the Netherlands. Must be some reference to something.
Look, it was funny.
Yeah.
And then obviously when they have 2 winners, means only one thing: teams.
Yeah.
And I love that Madame Madness won, so she wasn't going to be chosen last today.
No, I was literally, after that big confessional last week where she was like poured her heart out saying she's always felt like she's last to be picked throughout all her life. This was really nice.
Do you know who she reminds me of?
Who?
Aiden Zane. She's the little, like the quirky, doesn't really fit in, but he's quiet and reserved.
Yeah.
There's always a quirky left of centre queen, but when you think to queens like Evie Oddly and Sharon Needles, they were so confident and loud and just came out there where, Aiden Zane and Madame Madness are just a bit... Ooh.
Yeah. You can tell they use their drag, they found drag as a way to, find a bit of...
become more confident within themselves.
So I really like Madame. I don't think she'll be in it for the longest, but I think she's a nice queen.
I'm so happy about there being a bearded queen.
Yeah, I know.
Really,
and it's really happy. It's really they have spoken about this quite a lot in the workroom. How drag shouldn't be defined as this or as that. Drag is everything, which I totally agree with. Yeah. Me
too. So, I don't know what the TV shows are called, but I'm assuming it's based on a well-known, not a sitcom, but like you're desperate.
Like a soapy kind of.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. So who were the winners? It was of the mini challenge. It was Madame Madness and was it Cetogin? Oh, she's my favorite at the moment. I fucking love her so much.
Cetigen. I do. She gives me like Nina West, like really like campy.
Yes.
But on flip point, she can turn out like she's not just the campy queen.
No, like her look last week was it was so good, the gold. So in Cetigen's team, who did we end up having? It was Envy Peru, who is another one who has shocked us with her comedy stylings. You also had Mama. Oh, I do really like her. She surprised me. I thought she was going to be a look queen, and that was it.
Mama Queen or Envy?
No, sorry, Envy Peru. Mama Queen is growing on me. I feel like
I'm still a bit lukewarm with her.
Agreed, but she pulls it out this episode definitely. So it's Cetigen, Envy Peru, Mama Queen, and Chelsea Boy. And then the other team in Madame Madness's team, we have Megan Schudenbrod, Abby Oh My God, Janie Jackie, and Madame Madness. There you go. So that's, look, I have a strategy. Now, this has happened a lot. When did we see this? We saw this on the girl groups in UK. Now, if you are a kind of lower to middle of the range queen, do you A, pick the best people for your team and make the winning team, but probably going to make yourself look worse in comparison? Or do you pick queens like worse than you, so then you can be better and stand out?
I guess, I don't know. I guess you can't predict if the weakest team is the one that will go up for elimination or whether it's the weakest person from the team.
That's it. Because when we saw the girl groups in UK, when Crystal picked the Vivian and Cheryl Hole, I was like, you made a huge mistake because they're going to shit all over you.
They ate her alive, yeah.
They did. So that's when I saw Madame Madness straight away. She picked Janie Jackie. I was like, I know what you're doing, but I'm like, I don't think this is going to work in your favor. But you know what? She surprised me.
Yeah.
She really did surprise me.
She held her own. Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't the worst in her group.
No, not at all.
All right. So they're...
What did you think of the challenge?
Pardon?
What did you think of the challenge itself?
Look, I love the acting challenges. I think it definitely separates your performers from your looks. And again, it was like with the last week's challenge, you have to stand out. Like you can because it's our shtick, but you always be bigger. You can always be told to tone it down. It's easier for someone to tone it down than it is to bring them up.
Yeah, 100%.
So I feel like, it's look, I knew that Abby, oh my God, was going to struggle.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember, did she give herself that role or was she given that role?
Oh, I can't remember. Look, I don't think she was complaining about her role though. If she's meant to be like the sexy, slutty, horny one, I was like, she fits.
Demanding role.
That's it. I remember Chelsea Boy was saying that he's an actor and he's so excited to do this, and he was getting really excited about stabbing someone. So I was so excited to see them. Now,
and this challenge always gives us a good little insight into how Snatch Game can potentially pan out. I think it shows who's works on their feet and is really kind of responsive to other actors.
Absolutely. So they have what do they call it? It's Gucci drags, they're saying. Keep saying that word Gucci, and I'm like, is that I'm not sure. Oh, so they've got Rick Paul Van Mulligan in. So he is a comedian, actor in Holland. So, and he was camp.
He was camp, very camp.
So the first team is Team Madame Madness. And I feel like Jackie is sitting there going,
yes.
I feel like she was the rose between thorns, bless her. In that
100%.
group. In saying that, I wanted more from her. I thought she could have.
I wanted more, and especially when you've got, you know, a coach there, a directing coach, saying to people, and what? Give me something else. You just got to go. You got to absolutely run with it.
And I find it interesting that a lot of these queens struggle to come out of their comfort zone, especially in a performance element. When I'm like, you are a performer. You know what I mean? You're putting on a costume. You're putting on makeup. You're already doing it. So, yeah,
exactly. Like that's your gig. That's all your gig is. Like, why are you struggling now? Like, I don't understand it.
Do you know what's interesting, especially in all these acting challenges, when there's that dead silence, like when she's pouring the wine and it's just like someone makes some noise.
Yeah.
Or like say, just do something, anything to fill that void. But and yet Abby was meant to be like really horny the whole time, and I was like, oh, I'd hate to be your boyfriend.
She misread that character description. Something shocking. Like she wasn't that at all compared to who was it? Envy.
Her sister, Ep.3.
Yeah. And she went to town on that.
She gave him a boner.
I mean, good on her.
Oh, that's when you know you're doing a good job.
Yeah. So yeah, Abby didn't do it.
No. And again, Megan Schoenbrod was okay. It was a bit flat, but it was all right. And
Megan's getting a bit lost for me. Megan's kind of just going with the crowd a little bit for me.
Yeah. She hasn't. Look, I was really impressed with her last week when she had her tit out in the exercise challenge. I thought she was one of the tops. So I was like, okay. And this, she just, was not good.
Yeah.
Madame Madness surprised me. I was like, okay, she had some personality. It wasn't awful.
That's, that's the thing. So like you said before, like she gives you the Aiden Zane vibes.
Yeah.
But the difference between her and Aiden Zane is that she's actually got a lot going for her. Not to say that Aiden Zane doesn't, but Aiden Zane could never really kick into gear,
So I'm hoping that she kind of gets it together. Now, Setigen's team, I was like, here we go. And straight away, Setigen as the mother was less like I didn't understand what she said, but the light and shade in her voice, it was just like.
Yeah. How old is Setigen?
She's younger than you think. She's younger than me. She's like 27.
Are you joking?
I know, right? She looks a lot older. Me and Sean were talking about this last week. She looks a lot older than what you would expect.
And I don't know if it's how she paints or if it's like just her build or.
We thought it was the nose. The schnoz.
I thought she was wearing prosthetics in this challenge. Not gonna lie. I thought she had a big schnoz and a big chin on.
I think it's just her. It's just her.
That's just her face.
She was just so good. Who else? Mama Queen surprised me. She started slow.
Yeah.
And then got better. Do you know what I wanted her to do? Because she's trying to take all those pills. Why wouldn't you just do like in season 9 in the Beverly Hills challenge, just be like, like 3 pills all over yourself. Like they're only going to say no. We don't like that.
This team I thought was a lot
stronger.
The offers they made were a lot kind of more entertaining to watch, I thought.
That's And Envy Peru is like going to town on one of the pit crew.
Yeah.
And then Chelsea Boy comes in and steals it when she stabs Setigen to death.
It's fantastic content.
And you could see that Fred and Rick were living for that team.
Yeah, 100%.
They were living for them. All right, now, this is something I've struggled with every single episode. Now, I feel like they announce what the main stage category is, but then it's not what they say it is, and you kind of have to read between the lines a little bit. Or is it the language barrier?
Yeah.
Because the first one was okay. The last week when it was like face, we're like, okay, it's makeup, Nikki Tutorials is there, and it was about painting.
Yeah.
So this week, I made sure I was reading it really finely. They said it was Miss Holland, and I was like, pageant. No. What did they say? It was like using natural materials or unconventional materials and something to do with nature.
But then that was kind of lost on some queens, though.
It was. That's why I'm getting really confused with what the category actually is.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it is being just lost in translation.
I think it is. Because Rue reads out like the actual title of it.
Yeah.
And then, here it goes. Counts towards the right. Oh, it's all right. I'm just, again, trying to read subtitles. The theme is Miss Holland. I think they say it when they announce them. All right, so their elimination day, and they do some really good little Kikis and mirror chats. Who do they feature today? They talk to Chelsea Boy, talks about his upbringing, and Envy Peru talks about hers. And
so kind of talking about how they struggled in coming to terms with their identity and stuff, like really things that are still really important to talk about.
Because obviously Envy Peru is South American by, I think, heritage-wise born. And that's when she said she moved to Amsterdam, and it was just a completely different vibe and so open, even to the point where she was like, no, too much.
She said something really interesting. She said something along the lines of, homophobia is something that manifested from the US. Like, there's the stereotype of, European men being effeminate and weaker. And so, yeah, I understand that. Like, the macho culture of America would be really hard to negotiate as growing up.
Agreed. But it's funny how, and like completely unrelated to as in Drag Race, I've started watching Will and Grace again from the beginning. And even then I'm watching it going, oh my God, like they're supporting the gay community. And it was the first kind of really gay show of its time. But then there's things now that like things that they say back then that they could not say on TV now. Like it's almost a little bit transphobic. And I'm like,
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like even a show like Will and Grace that was so progressive and that assisted queer identity, but queer people still had to be the joke in that show. For it to land with middle American audiences, we still had to laugh at queer people.
Yes, it wasn't just about an everyday. It wasn't like a soap opera or standard drama. It was but it's interesting how 30 years later, 30 years, 30 years later, you watch these shows. 20, there you go, 20, 25. You watch these shows back, and you think, wow, like progress has been made.
Yeah, significant. Yeah, 100%.
What was allowed to be aired. In what could be even things like Friends, you watch little things and you're like, oh my God, I'm like, how could we never say this now? So
prime time.
What a time. The 90s.
What a time.
That's it. Yeah, it was nice seeing Envy and Chelsea have a little moment. And you know what? Usually if they have a bit of a sob story, it usually means that they're probably going relatively soon. But in this case, I don't see her going anywhere anytime soon because she's a front runner. For sure. For sure.
Big time. Big time.
So then they're getting ready for the runway and you see them kind of looking at Madame Madness and she's making her outfit.
They were giving some stares across the workroom.
Okay.
Big time. Big time stares.
Because this wasn't a design challenge. This was like a pre-made, you've already got this outfit. So
yeah,
they were
they were all adamant that this was going to be goodbye.
Well, considering before they went and got ready, I think Setagen said, who's got something really shocking and is really happy with their runway? And she was like, me. I'm so confident. And then she's like, I'm not confident. It was interesting. It was interesting, but I like the paint. I like the cow paint. I thought that was really cool. And the beard was incorporated. I don't care what Klaus says.
I know. I like, this kind of, the idea, it's like cow, but make it Heathers kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But execution. Yeah.
So Fred comes out onto the runway, and I said this last week as well, he's a little pedestrian.
Tell you what though, that's why I fucking love Fred, because he's a bit average.
He is, like, it's very like Jersey girl getting dressed up, like especially last week in that leopard. But the dress is made by Klaus, who's the guy who made that, the $18,000 dress. Like, it was made by him.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not very glam, but again, it's very Euro drag, very just like pedestrian, like your average slag on the runway kind of vibe.
Yes.
I love it. So funny.
He's very beautiful though.
He's funny as well.
I think he's very funny.
And he's allowed to be, and he's very direct, but it's, how, Canada, there was a bit, there was problems with, the judges being direct, but it wasn't in a very constructive way. It was just a bit nasty sometimes.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like Fred is very direct and can be catty, but the delivery is always really
It's
good.
either humorous and it kind of takes the blow off a tiny little bit. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. He's a lot, I agree. So you've got Nikki Plessen, who's like the Michelle. I love that hair. I love the big plait she has today. Yes. And then Klaus Everson, which is the designer. And then we had Rick, who was the judge, who was the acting coach in the challenge. Now, I'm glad that do you know who he looks like when he's on the panel? He looks like Cartier with a bit of lippy on.
Ooh, when does Cartier not have lippy on?
But like as a boy, like boy Cartier. Like
yes.
But that sequin like Golden Girls jacket he's got.
It was so 80s.
Isn't it? Now I'm just waiting to see if they say what the runway is going to be, because I swear it said something to do with natural materials. Something to
I just feel like all of these, because RuPaul obviously pre-recorded all of these runway looks, and this probably was done months and months and months ago, and over time Chinese have altered themes and stuff like that.
Here, all right, it says our queens had to design an outfit reflecting nature and our countryside. There you go.
Okay, so just reflecting nature, I guess.
So we're not having to, because I saw a lot of people using like unconventional natural materials, like, again, very similar to season 11.
Yes.
With the corn and all that. Very Angela.
Yeah.
So the first queen to come out is Madame Madness, and have you noticed they name what their runway is? So she is.
Yes, they title.
Yeah, so she's Mama Marijuana. Is the title of her outfit, Mama Marijuana. I didn't really get the tattoos. Like, I didn't understand why she put them on.
What are they tattoos of? Is it just weed?
Like weed. It looks like marijuana leaves and things like that.
I
So I
mean,
didn't understand that. However, the bodice, the corset she had on was stunning. Like she's
yeah,
like supermodel skinny anyway, but it was like
she's
a
long. She's
and
tall.
long. But what it was like
Long, long, long.
perspex. It was like see-through perspex corset that had like
Yeah.
these metal marijuana leaves on it. So like it was cool. I don't know.
It just felt like a few different, like obviously, the Netherlands and marijuana have a very close relationship. Um,
Yes.
but it was just like, you had the dreadlocks, which I guess is like hippie culture, but it was also very a bit like Viking-y. Like, yeah,
It was
it was very couture. It's fashion, but was it the winning look? I don't know.
yeah, well, we'll get into that. Next is
Yeah.
Envy Peru, Little Miss Sunshine. I love the headpiece. Now, the reveal, the cloud thing, again, it looked like it was made in a design challenge and poorly made. I just
Yeah.
didn't get the cloud,
So
but she's
now
she's stunning.
beautiful. This is a Vanjie look, that kind of bronzed
Yes.
chest, beats for the gods,
Yes.
like, but I don't know. I feel like that peplum at the bottom of the corset,
Yeah.
it kind of, I don't know, it nappies a bit for me. Like I think when you
Yeah.
do a corset, you need to make sure you don't put the peplum at the front of the corset, because then you have like that fat upper
Yeah.
pussy area going
Yeah.
on, and
Yeah.
you can't do it at the back as well, because then you just look like you've shit yourself on the runway.
It was,
But
yeah.
stunning.
It was,
But
yeah.
love
Interesting. I love like the headpiece was gorgeous. Her hair and makeup was gorgeous. This, yeah,
up.
was good.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. This one I was so confused by. And when she did you know how they do a photo shoot of their look after the fact?
Yeah.
Her hair was out and it was wet and it looked so much better. But then
Literally all I wanted. I wanted that half Kim Kardashian, that half wet hair look.
yeah.
This hair is gross. This
And
hair
I'm
is
sorry,
nothing.
I was waiting for a goldfish to float in one of those bags of water.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like the plastic could have been better. Like it could have been a bit more high fashion. It's just kind of a bit. I mean, I've made that out of a garbage bag before.
If
But the
her
water was cool.
concept was water,
Yeah.
the idea was cool, but it was poorly
Yeah.
executed.
If she didn't have the water trick, it would have been a really bad runway for her. But,
Ooh, yeah. But I thought she was leaking at one point too. I'm like, she sprung a leak.
I thought it was beads. I thought she had done like
Oh,
bit of beads down her.
Latrice. Woo!
Yeah.
Now, Miss Abby, oh my God, is Miss Bouquet. Look, I get where she's trying to do. I get it. But those tulips are heavy and they're flopping down. And I wish it was, you know what? I feel like if it was a gown, imagine being at like a fishtail gown. And she doesn't pad. She's a very natural queen. She's got a very athletic body. But imagine if she had cinched and padded and given herself an hourglass and done a mermaid and then done more flowers down the bottom, and then it would have balanced out this giant bouquet that she had around her face.
It just makes her proportions look really whack. Like it gives me, I think, the look that Vanjie went home on her first season.
Yeah.
Where she just shit everywhere. It looks like that. And the flowers are dead. If you're going to go down the runway wearing flowers, get some ones that aren't wilted.
Yeah, or just do a fake flower. At least they'll spring up. Do you know what I've noticed now as well with Miss Abby? Oh my God, we have not seen a big volume hairdo. It's always slick and down. I'm waiting. Even if she'd had a bigger hair or something, I don't know.
No, it's just very muddy. It's a muddy look, but I love the idea that she is the bouquet of flowers, but it's just not being executed.
No, again, cool idea, poorly executed.
I feel like this look, like you'd see it in like the Priscilla finale, like that kind of wearing too much
Yes.
flora and fauna stuff.
Yeah, it was heavy.
Heavy.
Next Chelsea boy is Whether You Like It or Not. Now,
I
don't love the outfit. It's boring. It's pedestrian, but the concept and the way it's constructed, and she acted the shit out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I just, like, I kept noting, like, at first I was like, oh, the dress is structured to look like the wind. But then as she kept going, like, oh, the hair is also, and then the makeup, like her eyeliner had run, like it was just detailed very well. And even on her tights, it was all, everything was windswept. So I just liked the structure of it. I think her biggest asset is she does structuring in her outfits well, because she had like the spray can and it gave it movement, which gave it, I think it was last week when she did the art, she did the hair, and then I can't remember what she did on the first, it was like the big black alien. She does like a lot of good structuring outfits.
And a lot of attention to detail with everything that she does. I wish the dress, it was just, I don't know how you could have done it differently, but it was just a little bit plain. Even if it was, the colors were different, even if it was like hot pink and green, it would have just popped it. The yellow and the black was just a little bit dull for me.
I mean, we saw yellow and black on the runway last week, I think.
No,
and Fred said, I hate these. Week before?
I just was like, it's just.
And Fred said, I don't like yellow and black.
Yeah. Agreed. Now, next one is Megan Schoenbrod, which is Read My Two Lips. Now, this was, oh my God, it was, it was so much. And even like the dress itself was a lot. And then the pageant jewels, I was like, what?
They didn't. The dress was a lot. Like you had tulips, you had the wind farm, you had the flag on her arms, the Netherlands flag. There was just a lot going on.
But then the giant neck jewelry and the earrings. I was like, assaulting my eyes.
What would you have done different? Like, would you have just worn it without?
I would have taken the sleeves off. I would have done with the flag, and I would have kept maybe the dress and made it more nude up the top, and maybe even had like a bra or something that just had the windmills as a little comedy, and maybe just had the flowers. I don't know. It was just pick one idea and run with that. It was it was 5 ideas. The kitchen sink, it was everything. Why? What have you have done differently? How would you have done?
I would have ripped that fucking dress up. I would have. You're right. Bra with the windmills on it, sleeves off, maybe a bit of, I don't know, a bit of body art even perhaps. Like too much fabric on her body. Yeah,
agreed. It was just too much. Now, Setagen, hey girl, hey.
Those heeled clogs.
Oh my God, the heeled clogs were fabulous. I didn't understand the hair. It looked a little bit like a chicken. I just didn't get the white.
It's rope. That's rope. I don't know. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, I didn't get that straight away, to be honest.
But no, look, it was giving me very Nina West with the corn husks thing, but the silhouette with having that belt gave her a little bit more of a waist and a silhouette. Look, it wasn't my favorite, but I enjoyed it.
And Setagen, she came on and everyone said, okay, here's the campy queen. And she didn't necessarily give us that for a while. And so now she's doing it. Like now she's like, here is, if you want a camp look, here you go. This is it.
Yeah, she can do anything. Absolutely anything.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have Madame Madness, which was Dutch Cowgirl.
Yeah.
Look, I feel like, again, too many things. Either do the grass and the fields or do the cow.
Yeah. And also, you know, she's got a lot of different types of cow pattern on her. She's got small spots and detailed on her face. She's got really big, I think it's painted on her chest, but they're big and they're kind of blurred. And then she's got tights on with a different cow print as well.
I did not care
it's
for
just
those
a bit
tights.
disjointed.
Yeah. And like, if you're going to do that campness of the cow, like, go all the way. Like, I know she said about the purse, but I would have had like a milk crate carried, like, do you know what I mean? Like, had a bell around your necks. Yeah, like, remember how Boa, very similar. I would have done it a little less tacky than Boa, but yes, something along those lines of, you know, how else can you make it cow-like?
And that's the thing, because we've seen so much cow on the runway before. If you're not going to do it the best, why are you doing it? You know?
Yes, it's like when people do the money dress. You're like, mate, we have seen this. So if you're going to do it, it better be the best fucking one we've seen thus far.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't do cow. I don't know. Why do people keep doing cows?
I don't know. Brown cow stunning. So it was funny. Who do they call forward first? They call forward Janie, Jackie.
Envy?
And then there's this weird anticipation. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Sorry. They actually watch the thing. I was waiting for that last week. They didn't show the infomercial.
True. Maybe because we just saw it pretty much.
Yeah, but it was like, you know what so I was excited that we actually got to see the finished product. And they look, again, in the filming of it, Mama Queen was like average. And then when you watched it, you were like, oh, wait, bitch, you're funny. You were really good. And she 100%. Needed it. She needed to be good this week because she's had 2 average.
Well, she wasn't just good this week. She was pretty much best on ground. Yeah. Or they considered her to be
MVP. Again, I didn't agree with the outfit, but look.
Who was your choice? Who was your favorite out? What was your favorite runway look?
My favorite runway look may have been not Cetigen. I don't know. There was something lacking with every single person.
Yeah.
For me.
It was very good, but there was no one that was that extra.
No, that's the thing. Everyone was like just off the mark for me.
Yeah.
Look, if I had to go by runway and challenge, I thought Envy Peru was going to get another win.
Yeah, so did I. Isn't it nice, you know, because usually when a queen comes on, a queen that's got so much hype around them, you know, they come on and then they don't deliver because they've just been hyped so much that they fall under. And Envy's come on and she's, you know, everyone's like, she's the best in the Netherlands. She came on with a lot of hype and she's living up to it.
So good. And again, she shocked me last week because I was like, she's a look queen, and a lot of these look queens find it hard to kind of really let themselves go and make a dick of themselves and be funny. But she's got no qualms. No qualms. But it was funny when they called up Janie, Jackie, and they were like, okay, is she going to be safe? What's she going to be? Yeah. And then they called Envy Peru as well, didn't they? And she was like, what? So
I feel like there's a bit of a potential edit about to happen with Janae. I think there could be a bit of a Fifi O'Hara edit with her because they're giving her a bit of the snaky treatment. So it'll be interesting to see.
Look, if anything for me, Miss Abby is like the shady one for me. Especially with that argument last week. I feel like yeah, look, okay, Janie could have, you know, maybe could have not said what she'd said. But again, she wasn't mean and rude. She was just truthful and direct, very much how Evie Oddly was direct.
Yeah.
It wasn't untrue, but people take offense to it. So I like people that are direct and truthful, and say it how it is and call people out on their shit.
And Abby, she cracked the shits. She went out for a dart. Like, she could have just been like, hey, she could have then and there shut it down and be like, cool, if you're going to critique me, I'd much rather you did it one-on-one, or, you know, not
I
at
didn't
all.
ask for your opinion, but she's anyway.
Yeah,
but she was like, she was ready to stab her with her Shanae nails. Like, it was so much.
Yeah.
100%. Oh, yeah, this one. So they pretty much, the tops this week are Cetigen, Mama Queen, and Chelsea Boy. They're the tops, and the bottoms is Megan Schoenbrod, Abby, oh my God, and Madame Madness. Which I agree.
Yep, I agree. So when the bottom three got announced, and it was those three, and then they announced that Madame wasn't having to lip sync for her life, and the vibe with all the other contestants was, what the fuck? She should be there. What do you reckon? What?
Well, on her runway potentially, but she was better than them in the challenge.
Yeah, 100%.
She was better.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, Megan's outfit was just too much, and you'd rather say, I don't know, like Abby's was not enough, Abby's was too much, and Megan's was too much, and Megan and Madame was in the middle, and her challenge was better. So I agree with her not lip syncing compared to the other girls.
I do too. I think there might be a bit of maybe personal conflict getting in the way with these girls and Madame, but yeah, I don't know why they were so cold to her when it got announced.
Again, Aiden Zane, remember in the sport challenge when she did that corset with a couple of spots and everyone cracked it because she was sleeping?
Yes.
Very similar, like, oh, you were gluing things on before you walked out, and now, and yeah, so.
Yeah.
But it's not like, it's not their decision, it's a judge's decision. So be mad at them, not at the Queen.
You need to watch that behaviour because, you know, as much as Aiden Zane was a letdown in a lot of regards, the behaviour of the other queens, it kind of was borderline bullying sometimes.
100%. Again,
you need to watch the behaviour.
What the judges deem to be safe and not safe is the judge's opinion, not the Queen's.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting that that they kind of go at her for that. So again, I don't know if I agree with this, but Mama Queen is the winner. I was a bit shocked. I honestly thought it was going to be Cetigen because of her performance.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, they're throwing her a bone because Cetigen hasn't won a main challenge yet.
Yeah.
Just one.
Oh, really?
She's won 2 mini challenges. So
Cetigen could be that kind of thing that doesn't necessarily like get many or any wins, but does consistently really well.
Yes, she is. Oh, sorry, there's a nice big spider right in front of me. Hello. Like, you're those little jumping spiders. That's right. It just like literally like down the blind in front of me. Just went, whee.
It came to add something.
Hey, friend. It was very, just like consistent. Like, who was in Canada?
Yes.
Oh, who was it? What's her name?
I don't know. We've just had so much Drag Race. I can't even.
Oh, seriously. So I'm just going to put the tissue so I can murder this spider. Give me a second. It was Scarlett Bobo. Remember how Scarlett Bobo was very
consistently good, but not outstanding. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, but I think that Sedergen is better than her.
Yeah.
She's doing a better job.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Madame Madness is safe. So it is Abby, oh my god, and Megan Schoenbrod who are lip syncing for their lives. Interesting song. I liked the song today.
I did too. Have you heard of it?
No. I thoroughly enjoyed it because it was a passionate song, but it was also had a bit of something behind it. Whereas last week when they did Raw, I was like, really? I was like, that is the slowest song in the world. It was just, I feel like they're setting them up a bit.
Well, it's a bit of I would also love to see a song that's in their own language.
Yes. Like, is Cascada, she's German though, isn't she? Do you remember, Cascada?
Even a Europe.
Yeah, yes. Like something like that that's not in English would be really cool.
Yeah, because obviously, like, we know all the words and what's being spoken, and there's a lot of just mugging going up with the lip sync. There's a lot of which yeah, they haven't learned the song that well because it's in a fucking another language. Understandable. Yeah. I would want to see them smash it.
Or if it's going to be a song in English, it's got to be something that's fairly well known that you would know the words.
Do I Will Survive? Do Dancing Queen? Do the big fucking anthem?
Yeah. Well, but that's funny because they're from Sweden, but all their songs are in English.
Yeah. It just goes to show like how much the American or Western music culture, the power they have over foreign countries still.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Abby, oh my god, does a reveal. She gets rid of her flowers and has this cute little bodysuit underneath. So then Megan's in her giant gown with her windmills. Very pageantry.
Very Ava Perón, just like the whole time.
Yes. Yeah. So, but unfortunately, it wasn't as good. Abby.
Two very different performances, though. Very different.
Were they? They were very, yeah.
Abby was giving young, whack, gat, like she was giving that. And, yeah, just very different.
Yeah, and Megan was very, a bit more old school.
Yeah.
But look, unfortunately.
Very Charlie Hyde.
I want to go. Oh my god, that lip sync. Yeah. Trash. Yeah, but unfortunately, we say goodbye to Megan Schoenbrod. Someone's got to go.
Yeah.
Someone's got to go. Now, so there's 7 queens remaining, and the preview is they're doing a dance challenge next week. Am I right? By the look of it, they were learning choreography just by the preview. And I was
I didn't see the preview.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I want to see.
I'll double check now. Oh, there's more. Looks like there's some more words with Abby. Oh, yes. Abby is having a go at Sedergen. And Sedergen had her back last week. Again, Abby is... Oh, it looks like they're doing a reading challenge as well. I love the reading challenge. So it'll be...
I can't wait to see a foreign reading challenge.
I know, right? Yes, they're learning choreography. It is at Bounce Little Kitty. Yeah, it's a dancing challenge. So...
Does it look like they're in 2 teams or it's a big group challenge?
I think it's... I don't know. Can't really tell. There's a choreographer. I reckon it's in... It looks like a group, but we'll see. We shall see. But
yes. Who's your front? Who is your early pick to take the crown?
Oh, I think at the moment it's probably looking at Envy Peru for me. She's looking like a real front runner. I think if I had to pick my top three right now would be Envy Peru, Janie Jackie, and Setagen. I feel like Chelsea Boy is going to make it real far, very much like a Cracker or a who is the Jewish one in season 12?
I've
lost it. I love her. So also with Jay. But yeah, we'll make it I feel like Chelsea Boy is going to be very close. But yeah, why? What do you think? What's your pick for top three?
Yeah, much the same. Setagen, Envy, 100%. And I think Chelsea Boy potentially.
Yeah, I reckon it's either Janie Jackie, Chelsea Boy are going to be.
I don't know. I can picture Janie getting a bit in her head over the next few episodes.
Yeah.
In the same way that, Evie Oddly did, or, the queens that are very bold and outspoken, how like Alaska got in her head by the end, Evie Oddly got in her head by the end. That could potentially happen and be the downfall, but we shall see.
That's it. And I feel like, Snatch Game will be coming in the next few couple of weeks. And that is always an indicator that, girls, it's the girls from the ladies. It's definitely is clear. So, yes. That was episode 3.
I loved this episode. It was great. It was really great.
They did. It was really, really good. And look, I enjoy the acting challenges and the improv challenges, but I'm eager to see a design challenge. I honestly thought being like episode 1's usually a design challenge. So,
and because there are so many design queens on there as well, I think it's going to be really outstanding.
Yes, it's an interesting, again, it's a different type of drag that we haven't seen before. So it'd be interesting to see how they do it with their own designs, for sure. For sure.
100%.
All right. Well, that was episode 3. And next week we'll be doing episode 4. Thanks, Michael.
Thanks for having me, Ash.
No worries.
So fun.
So fun. And I'll see everyone next week. Bye.